Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're talking this ingredient, salicylic acid. Now, for the longest time, we've been told if you want to get serious about your breakouts, blackheads, and general skin congestion, what you need in your skincare routine is a good salicylic acid treatment. I've been using salicylic acid for the past 20 years, first on my teenage acne, and more recently on the breakouts I still get aged 35. But more recently, I have discovered that I'm reaching for it less and less frequently. Salicylic acid used to be a mainstay in both my morning and my evening skincare routine, but now I reach for a salicylic acid serum maybe once or twice a week. All comes down to changing my view when it comes to exfoliation and also finding some better alternatives, which I want to pick apart and share with you in today's video. So sit back, relax, let's talk all things salicylic acid. Now, before we get into this video, I would love to know what your own relationship and experience with salicylic acid has been, including any product recommendations that you have, so sound off in the comments section below. I always say here on Mad About Skin, when it comes to the products that you choose for your individual skincare routine, use what works for you. Different products and ingredients will work different on different skin types, and it's always worth bearing that in mind. All our skin is unique. It's part of what makes us fabulous as human beings, and so what works well for me might not work as well for you and vice versa. So just keep it individual when it comes to your own skincare choices. If you totally agree with me on this message and want to get it out there loud and clear, if you could reach out and give this video a big thumbs up and a like. Not only does it support me and the channel so much, but it also encourages YouTube to distribute the content to a wider audience, which is just a great way of having this message heard, but also helping as many people as possible to discover our fabulous Mad About Skin family. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. Now, with all that being said, shall we cut the waffle and just delve straight on in? And I guess the best place to start is, what is salicylic acid? Well, as a very brief overview, it's an exfoliating acid like a lot of other ones that you'll see on the market, such as glycolic acid, lactic acid, or mandelic acid. But salicylic acid is subtly different. It can kind of go where other exfoliators can't. It's actually transported in the oil within our skin, so it can go into the pore and kind of flush out some of that dirt, debris, and those blackheads. This means it's fantastic if, like me, you have super oily and acne-prone skin. It can help mattify the complexion, minimize the appearance of pores by decongesting them and removing some of those blackheads. It's also fantastic if you have a drier skin type, because let's be honest, no matter what your skin type, I think we all have skin congestion and blackheads that we'd like to get on top of. Salicylic acid also in the right concentration can be quite therapeutic. It can actually calm and soothe any inflammation. So if you have a very active breakout that's kind of quite painful, pustular in nature, salicylic acid could just help dial that back a little bit, give a little bit of relief and minimize any redness and swelling. So with all those benefits that I've just outlined, a lot of people might be thinking, well, Rob, obviously it's a great ingredient. Why are you reaching for it less and less in your skincare routine? And for me, it comes to three key factors that have led to me kind of looking again at salicylic acid and wondering whether there are some better options out there. First and foremost, let's talk about outcomes versus expectations. I think we're told time and time again that salicylic acid will kind of cure it all. If you've got acne, excess oil, or breakouts, reach for salicylic acid, it's kind of all you need. And in truth, that's never going to be the case. I've used salicylic acid consistently in my skincare routine for 20 years, so I'm established with it. I know the results you can get, and I've never been that impressed. I think at the margins, it does help clarify the skin, remove some blackheads, but it's only a marginal improvement. It's not like the game-changing results that some people would have us believe. It can minimize redness and irritation. That's certainly a benefit that you can harness from salicylic acid, but there are some other alternatives out there. Ultimately, I've just always been left underwhelmed with the results that I've got, no matter what the salicylic acid treatment is that I've reached for. I think we've probably all used salicylic acid at some point, so does your experiences chime with mine? What results have you got from salicylic acid? Are you like the ultimate fangirl and can't do without it? Or like me, have you always been promised the results that have never really materialized? I think that's the first reason why I've reassessed it and thought, is it doing everything that people would have you believe it could? Secondly, I've just discovered some better acne and oil fighting ingredients that deliver way in excess of the results that I got with salicylic acid. I'm talking primarily about adapalene, which is a second generation retinoid, a vitamin A derivative, and also azelaic acid. These two have genuinely transformed my skin. Azelaic acid actually delivers a lot of the benefits you will get from a salicylic acid, but I think in a higher concentration and greater prevalence. So it minimizes the amount of acne causing bacteria on the skin, which over time will reduce the amount amount of active breakouts that you have. It also calms and soothes the skin, so it has therapeutic benefits like salicylic acid. And I definitely notice if I use azelaic acid consistently in my skincare routine, my skin is less prone to excess oil, it's less congested, and those breakouts that I do get are definitely kept to an absolute minimum. The same goes for adapalene, which is a fantastic acne fighting retinoid, often called differin. This really takes down the amount of excess oil you'll see in the skin, kind of evens everything out. Over time, it definitely removes some of the congestion, the blackheads, and I found that using adapalene alongside azelaic acid has been game changing for my skincare routine in a way that salicylic acid never was. Finally, I find no matter what product I reach for, salicylic acid does tend to leave my skin feeling a little stripped and dried with consistent use. That's of course because it binds to and removes the excess oil in the skin, but even with someone like me that has super oily, acne prone skin, I find that it exacerbates the dryness, leaves my skin feeling quite tight. Of course, if you have a drier skin type, this is going to be exacerbated even further. And whilst a lot of people will like to reach for salicylic acid, because let's be honest, we all have blackheads, all have skin congestion that we'd like to get on top of, it's not the most applicable ingredient for drier skin types because again, it could just exacerbate that and really be an unpleasant ingredient to use. Overall, I did get some marginal benefits from my salicylic acid use over the years, but I've just found that, mixing it with other active ingredients such as azelaic acid, such as adapalene, and some other fantastic options that we have out there, you can kind of maximize the results and often offset some of the side effects you can get from salicylic acid. For me, I'm not doing away with the ingredient completely. I definitely think there's a place in everyone's skincare routine for a salicylic acid, but instead of using it every single day or multiple times a day, maybe just rein it in a little bit. Use it in a more targeted way and make sure you choose a formulation that really works for you. Of all the salicylic acid serums I've tried, the ordinary salicylic acid anhydrous solution has been game changing for me. That's because it is an encapsulated salicylic acid in an oil-based formulation, so it really minimises the risk of dryness with that oil base, and also the encapsulation means you don't get that hit of salicylic acid when it first comes into contact with the skin. It's a more prolonged release to minimize any irritation or sensitivity that you can get from it. That's the salicylic acid that I would definitely recommend to just about everyone out there if you do want it in your life. But don't listen to everyone that says your first point of contact for oily, breakout and blackhead prone skin has to be salicylic acid, because it doesn't. There are so many other amazing alternatives out there. Like I say, I called out my adapalene and my love of azelaic acid. For me, it's all about tailoring the products, the ingredients, and the frequency that you use them to your individual skin's needs and the outcomes that you want to achieve. I found that by reducing the amount of salicylic acid I use and reaching for it once or twice a week, using it alongside some other fantastic actives, actually I get the best results with minimal side effects. I really wish that I discovered this into my teens because I think my skincare journey would have been so much smoother, which is why I wanted to sit down and share this video with you today. I would love to know what your own experience with salicylic acid has been. Have you got some game-changing results and it's the only blackhead busting serum that you need in your life? Or like me, were you left wanting just a little bit more? Hopefully, if that's the case, this video has demonstrated some other actives that you can use in place of or alongside your salicylic acid to get maximum clarity in the skin, minimize the risk of breakouts, and just bring back your skin confidence. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.